Good morning. Hanging out with my ducks today. Figured I'd take a video so that everybody can watch ducks instead of the news, since the news is kind of depressing right now. Also, Peyton's changed a lot. You'll see in some of the clips that he's growing into a very mature looking male duck. He's very handsome. And we're also kind of questioning what kind of ducks we have, because Khaki Campbells don't look like Khaki Campbell males, don't look the way that Peyton does. And Turbo has a blue stripe on her feather. We've talked about that in the past, but Khakis don't have that. So I don't know. It might be a Ruin cross. That's what it kind of looks like because of the way Peyton looks. Ruin males kind of look like Peyton. He's got a little bit more brown than they do, so I'm thinking khaki Ruin mix. Spencer is 100% khaki. Murphy looks 100% khaki, but who knows? She came from the same group as Turbo and Peyton, so either way, I'll go through them on the film and we'll talk about that. I'll show you where those differences are on them. But, I mean, our ducks are for the purpose of being pets, so it doesn't matter if they're full-blown khakis or if they're full-blown Ruins or runner ducks or whatever. I mean, it wouldn't matter what they were. We just love them because they're fun. And they always are a joy whenever we're having a rough day. Even Justin, if we're having a rough day or something, we'll come out here and sit with the ducks, and it just makes world of difference. Just peaceful out here. They're pretty quiet animals. They always come over and kind of investigate, and it's just a nice unwind time. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So, anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope everybody's safe, and I'm trying some new camera angles and stuff, trying to make my videos a little bit better, so we'll see how it goes moving forward. Just wanted to share how beautiful the orchids are blooming right now. My goodness, my purple orchid. This one right above. A couple buds on it. My white orchid down here. And that one over there. That one's like a painted one, purple and white. So beautiful. My bougainvillea, blooming all over the place too. And then we found these little things. Apparently they're invasive, but they're cute and pretty. They're called a Chinese crown orchid. They're ground. This is Spencer. Love of my life, Spencer. She is all brown, Khaki Campbell, that kind of laced look to her wings. She's a little bit lighter than Murphy. We'll show Murphy in a minute. But she's the only one I know for sure is a Khaki Campbell, nothing mixed in there. Bought her from a hatchery that only, sells separate. Well, I mean, you could have gotten a mix from them, I guess, but they sell separate breeds. And out of the whole lot, obviously, she was the only one that hatched. Everybody knows her story. She's also our meanest duck, but I love her nonetheless. That is also why she's swimming all alone. Nobody wants to swim with her because she's mean. You're mean duck, Spence, but I love you. I love you. Guys, I would like for anybody in here to lay some eggs. Anybody? I went to the grocery store the other day and they're sold out because of the quarantine. And I ain't got any eggs. You guys are supposed to be producing the eggs, but nobody is producing any eggs. What's up? What's up with that? Can't tell me you're not happy and healthy. I know you are. Even my chickens over here. Although I looked these chickens up online and apparently they are the slowest kind of chicken to develop. So who knows when they'll start laying eggs. And if you're interested, our chickens are Russian Orloffs. So, I don't know. We'll see someday. But you guys, you, Turbo, you, Murphy, Peyton, your boy, you don't produce eggs, but Spencer's behind you. You guys are supposed to produce eggs after like 4 to 6 months. So, let's hurry that up, okay? It is springtime. Okay? Look how cute Peyton is when he's resting. Sticking his little face under his wing. You're so cute. You gonna go see? You gonna go see? This is Turbo. She kind of has the look of a khaki Campbell except for that big blue stripe on her wing. So that's what makes us think that she's a khaki Campbell Rouen mix. Rouens typically have a more dark line right near their eye. She kind of has a dark eye, but not as like darkness around her face and eye, but not as much as a normal Rouen would. What really gives her away is that blue patch on her wing. This right here is Peyton. He is a male. We already talked about his drake feather. That's that little curly bit back there. He has the green head, the kind of brownish muted body, the yellow bill, super orange feet. He's, let's face it, the prettiest of all the ducks. I mean, there's just no comparison. He's a beautiful man. This is Murphy. Murphy looks a lot like Spencer, except for Murphy's head is super dark brown. It's about to poke back out here in a minute. So Murphy's head's dark brown, but the rest of her body looks very similar to Spencer's pattern, that lacing color, brown, light brown. She likes to hang out with Turbo over here. Both of Turbo and Murphy, excuse me. They will hang out with Peyton, but they will not hang out with Spencer. Peyton will hang out with Spencer because Peyton is number one since he is the boy. Obviously, they're about to hang out right now. But typically, you'll see Murphy over here hanging out with Turbo because neither of these two get along with Spencer. But yeah, and also Murphy's our most skittish duck, or at least used to be. When Murphy was a little baby, it was hard to get Murphy out of the duck pen or the brooder because she would run from you. She's also the one that was the most difficult to hatch. She's our smallest duck. But as of lately, she's been pretty personable. She'll come up to you. She'll take food out of your hand. So I love all my ducks very much. But Murphy is a little bit of a special duck since she took like a whole day to hatch out of her egg. I had to hand hatch her. I also had to hand hatch Peyton, actually. Peyton was in the egg upside down. So your egg has a pointy end and a more broad end. And the way that Peyton was facing in the egg, his head was at the wrong end of the egg, and he was having a difficult time hatching, so I had to hatch him out. But Murphy over here was not upside down. She just was a super tiny baby, did not have a lot of muscle development. had already broken through the egg, and because she did that, the sac on the inside kind of started to shrink around her, and she had a very difficult time getting out. But here she is, full grown, doing her own thing. So we've got babies, 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 babies. These are our Cornish cross, and they're not all mine. 10 of them are actually from my neighbor. When they're big enough, they will be harvested and processed for food. But right now, they're just little sunshines. Right, guys? Super cute kids.